Hello, and welcome back to another 9th Gym program. And today I'm doing a Crown Tundra tier list. I hope you guys enjoy. Now let me go ahead and say I did this already, and but yeah, a lot of things have changed. Like we don't have the signature moves on the Tapus anymore. Like no rising voltage on the one guy, on Tapu Koko. No grassy glide for Tapu Rillaboom, or Tapu Bulu. We're not using Tapu Bulu anymore. We're using Rillaboom. Rillaboom only. 2020. That didn't really rhyme. Anyway, we're also missing a lot of move tutor moves. So a lot of things that I thought were gonna get Tailwind are not getting Tailwind. Like Zapdos with Tailwind. RIP to that strategy. Salamence with Tailwind. There's a lot of Pokemon that don't really get anything that I really liked before. So it is a little unfortunate, but I will, I do have those now for the tier list that I know of. So, it'll be an easy fix. Anyway, into this tier list we go. After I take a sip of water. Gotcha. Also, by the way, there's like Regieleki, Regidrago, and Glastrier, Spectrier. I'll go ahead and talk about those at the end, but I don't have a thing on here, and I don't know how to add guys. So we'll just talk about those individually later, I guess. Makes sense. Anyway, kick it off. Nidoqueen and Nidoking. These Pokemon are not the exact same. They are a little different, but I think they're both still B tier nonetheless. These Pokemon, they don't really they don't ever really pop up super heavy, but maybe it's Nidoking's time. Sheer Force is a good ability. Nidoking has more offense, Nidoqueen has more defense. So, usually, I think Nidoqueen has actually seen more play, which is pretty interesting because I think Nidoking's better, especially right now. But Nidoking, Sheer Force does some good damage. You can run it with, Life Orb. You can run it with, Choice Scarf. Ice Beam just kills Lando. You have a good move pool. It does some pretty good damage. It's a good Pokemon. I think it's definitely worth B tier. B tier is I'll run it on my team. It's not going to be the build around usually. It's not going to be something that I just slap on every team, but it's a good Pokemon nonetheless. So we're going to talk about it on B tier. Now Jinx, C tier. It got a couple of good moves. Its typing kind of sucks. Ice type is a really bad defensively typing. Ice Pokemon kind of suck. Ice typing is really good, but yeah, we're going to leave you at C tier. You're not really doing much right now. Swift Swim, they have Swift Swim, so I'll give them C tier. But yeah, they're not really good. I leave D tier to bad Pokemon. C tier is yeah, I can see it, I guess. B tier yeah, I'll put them on my team. A tier is oh yeah, I'm putting them on my team. And S is all right, this is my team, So yeah, these guys are C tier. Swift Swim is good. Their typing's okay, but they died to Rillaboom, and Rillaboom is still going to be a top 10 Pokemon in this format, I imagine. So yeah, they're not the greatest. Aerodactyl, I'll give it in B tier. It has, Tailwind and stuff. I'm pretty sure Tailwind's not a egg move or a move tutor move. I'm pretty sure you can just learn Tailwind. So that's good. It has Bulldoze, so you can run it supportively with something like a Metagross or something. Proc its weakness policy with Bulldoze. Do some damage with good moves Fast Rock Slide's always good. So yeah, Aerodactyl is an okay Pokemon. Not having its Mega is unfortunate, but it's still a fast, pretty solid Pokemon. Its typing's not crazy, but it's not bad. Articuno probably is the worst of the birds. Honestly, Moltres is just not that good either. Neither of these Pokemon are really that good. Neither of them really surprise me. Also, the Galarian birds, we'll rate those. Actually, I kind of want to rate these as if they were the Galarian birds. No, we'll just talk about those at the end. All the new guys are at the end. So yeah, Moltres and Articuno, their typings just aren't that good. They don't really do that much. I mean, they're not that bad. You can play them. That's why I put them in C tier. At the top of C tier, they're better than Jinx. They're better than these guys. But yeah, they're not B tier. I don't think they're really worth anything. And then Zapdos, I probably would have given it S tier. I still don't think I would give it S tier though, even if it did have Tailwind and stuff. But it doesn't have Tailwind and stuff, so I don't really know how you run Zapdos anymore. I think you just use the Galarian Zapdos. But they are completely different Pokemon. This is special. The other one's physical. They have different abilities. They don't have different typings. They're just completely different Pokemon. But yeah, Zapdos losing Tailwind, it almost makes it B tier to me. But I don't know. I'm gonna give Zapdos the benefit of the doubt. It's pretty bulky. I think it still gets Roost, I believe. So Yeah, I don't think it's the worst Pokemon, but yeah, it's definitely a lot lower of a tier of Pokemon now, in my opinion. Crobat. I'm giving it A tier. Actually, we're gonna give it high B tier. High B tier. I think A tier is a little bit too much. So like with the Tailwind purge, like a lot of Pokemon that got Tailwind before don't have it anymore, and it's all because of this guy. This guy, in the trailer, he was like Tailwind, haha. This used to be a move tutor move. Now he just learns Tailwind. So yeah, I kind of hate you, Crobat, for that. I kind of hate you right now, but it's okay. You're still like a good Pokemon. It has like Haze. It has Taunt. I think it's Taunt. It has Haze 100% and Tailwind. So like it's a good supportive Pokemon. It does like pretty good damage with like Cross Poison and even Brave Bird and stuff. So B tier it is. Speaking of B tier, I'm gonna give Dragonite B tier as well. Dragonite, has a good ability. Actually, two good abilities: Inner Focus and Multi-Scale. They're both really good. Damage deafening, and then Inner Focus gives you immunity to Intimidate. So the Pokemon can be good. Using it as a Dynamax weakness policy Pokemon seems pretty promising, and just using it as a good Pokemon in general, like, could be good. It's pretty fast. It's a good Pokemon in general. I think B tier is pretty deserving. A tier for Raikou. Raikou's really good. Not like insanely good, but it has a really strong special attack. It's very fast. It's a pretty good move pool, and it does a lot of damage. It could be used as a good max Pokemon or like not. So yeah, it's just a good Pokemon. Electric type. We have a lot of really good electric types right now. We have like Tapu Fini, or not Tapu Fini. We have Tapu Koko, Regieleki, Raikou, Zapdos. A lot of good electric types. So yeah, these are good. Entei, I'm also going to give it A tier. I think I'm going to give it over Raikou. So like it's really strong. It does like pretty good damage. It has Sacred Fire, which is an insane attack. It has a 50% chance to burn, which is crazy. You can't really like you can't really switch in defensively with any kind of physical attacker because the chance of burn is 50%. So you like have a 50% chance of like becoming a brick Pokemon. So yeah, I think Entei is definitely A tier. It also has like Snarl and stuff, so it can just be like a decent, like pretty bulky Snarl user and like just use a berry and just sit there for a while. So yeah, I definitely think that's a good Pokemon. And then Suicune, I think is the worst one right now. Actually, it lost Tailwind, so yeah, that was like its biggest thing. It still has Icy Wind, which is like good. So it still has access to a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna still give it B tier. I don't think it's that strong right now. That's just my opinion. Oh, also notable, Raikou got Scald, which is like really cool coverage. So yeah, I'm gonna rate these guys at the end, or like before the very end. It's good because like we're gonna restrict all the restricted, or we're gonna list all the restricted Pokemon as if they're in the restricted format. So yeah, I don't want to just like list these guys as S tier because they're more like better than all these things, but they're like bad in restricted format, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. Sceptile. I want to give it C tier, I really do, but it's D tier. It's not that well. We'll give it C tier, because like if you think of it, like I'm leaving D tier for like the poo guys. And Sceptile does some cool stuff. Grass isn't a bad typing. It's not great defensively, but it's pretty good physically, or offensively is what I meant. So like we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. C tier. Like surprise me, somebody with Sceptile. Do something crazy with Sceptile, and then I'll like justify its C tier. But for now, I just don't want to give it D tier because he's cool. That's biased. It deserves D tier probably, but like it's cool. No, we're just getting D tier. I'm sorry, Sceptile. You're the homie. Blaziken, I want to almost give it B tier. B for Blaziken, but I'm gonna give it C tier. It's just not that strong. Or it's really strong, but it's very frail and it doesn't have like a super diverse move pool. Like Speed Boost is good, but it kind of locks you to almost wanting to use Protect every like turn 1. And that's kind of like goofy. I mean, I guess you can like attack if your opponent's like he's just gonna protect for a speed boost, but I don't know. Without his mega, like if it had his mega, I'd probably put it up here to be honest, maybe here. But yeah, without mega, C tier it is. Swampert is actually a hot take, so actually not that hot of a take. I think it's the best one of the three. I mean, yeah, you have your quad weakness to grass, and we have Rillaboom as like an S tier Pokemon right now, but I would still put Swampert high up in C tier. It's almost B tier, but like it's definitely not a B tier Pokemon, but I think it's a cool Pokemon. Like it has good damage. Like you run it like Assault Vest with like special attacking. It can be like actually a really like surprisingly good Pokemon. Aggron is D. It's just so slow. It doesn't really do much. It's like typing's not great. It doesn't have a good move pool. Like, it's just not the Pokemon I'd be like considering for a team right now, but it's definitely a cool Pokemon. And like, you know, me in like 3rd or 4th grade when I was playing like, or was it earlier than that? When I was playing Emerald, right now I'd be like S tier, Omega S tier plus. But you know, it's not. It's just like not a good Pokemon in competitive. Altaria is kind of the same. I think it's maybe a little bit better than these other ones. Like, you have like Dragon Dance, and like you could do some cool stuff, but it's not really like an offensive Pokemon when it like is kind of meant to be an offensive Pokemon. It's just not very good. Like, I don't know. There's really nothing else to say. It's just not that good. Cradilly, I'll give C tier. Cradilly at least has like a good ability going for it. Like Storm Drain is pretty cool actually. Like Storm Drain could Cradilly, like it's really slow and like doesn't have insane damage, but like after a Storm Drain boost, maybe it'll actually do the damage. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this at C tier. It's not actually that bad. C for Cradilly. Armaldo, A tier. A for Armaldo. No, I'm kidding. He actually gets D tier. It's just not very good. It's like I think it gets Swift Swim, right? Like this is Swift Swim also. So it's probably deserving of being right here with the others, but I'm gonna give it D tier. It's just so slow. And like with Swift Swim, it's not like unbelievably slow, but it's like seems to me like the worst Swift Swim user. So I'm just not gonna give it that. But I mean, it makes me sad because Armaldo is like one of my favorite Pokemon. Not actually one of my favorite Pokemon, but I like the Pokemon a lot. It looks really cool. And my first like favorite Pokemon card I had was an Armaldo EX. So yeah, he has a special place in my heart. Absol. This is actually one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, it's so cool, and I love its lore and stuff, and it's really cool. And like ever since the Jirachi movie, I was like, this guy's so cool because he like shows up and everybody's like, whoa, it's an Absol. He only comes in bad times. It's Armageddon. But no, he's actually just like a little dog dude. I don't know. He's cool though. Design is awesome. Not a good Pokemon, unfortunately. Like, it's D tier. I was actually like down here in D tier. Like, it's just not a good Pokemon. Its stats suck. And yeah. Walrein, I'm gonna give it C tier. It's pretty slow, but like it does some cool stuff. You know, it has some good moves. Ice Typing's like really bad defensively, but like it has Thick Fat, so it can help out that with a little bit. Like, it's a cool Pokemon. It's not like crazy good, but like yeah, it's probably like right here. It's not like the worst, but it's not good. Relicanth is bad. I like Relicanth. He's cool, but it's not good. Metagross, A tier, instant A tier, easy S tier, or easy A tier. I think this is actually the order. But yeah, this Pokemon is crazy. I don't know if you've been playing Sports P-Sim or now that they have it on Showdown. I don't know if you've been playing Showdown, but if you have, you know that this Pokemon is a monster. It's definitely a really good Pokemon. It's like top 5 right now, probably maybe top 10. It's a crazy good Pokemon. It's super physically offensive. It's very bulky. It has Clear Body, so it's like really good in the meta with Intimidate's running around. It has ice coverage. It has good coverage across the board. Its move pool, maxes like its max move pool is really good. Like, it's just such a good Pokemon, and yeah, it's definitely A tier. Salamence, losing Tailwind hurt. I still think it's probably an A tier Pokemon. Like, losing Tailwind really sucks, but Intimidate's really good. It still has really good move pool. Like, you can use it in Moxie as a Dynamax Pokemon. I'm gonna give it A tier still. I think it's not worthy of B tier, but it's pretty good. Regirock, I'm gonna give C tier. It's just not that good. Like, it has good stats and it could be like a cool Trick Room Sweeper or like a Weakness Policy Dynamax Pokemon. And recently Ashton and Cox actually used it for like as a Weakness Policy Pokemon. But yeah, it's not like crazy, but it does do some cool stuff. So I'm gonna give it C tier. Regice is the worst one. I'm gonna give it bottom of C tier. Its stats are still pretty good and its typing is bad, but like it's still better than all of these guys in D, right? Like I'd say that. So I'm gonna give it C tier. Registeel is the best one of the Regis, but or like not anymore. It's the best of the old Regis, but it's still not like a crazy Pokemon. Like, I wouldn't give it like B tier or anything. I still think it's C tier worthy. It's a good Pokemon, but like yeah, it's not crazy. Latios and Latios, I want to give B tier. Actually both of them B tier. So Latios takes a more supportive role and Latios attacks more. But like not like a crazy attacking Pokemon. They're both very good. Like, I would definitely call them B tier, but right now I just don't think it's the time for these guys. So yeah, B tier it is. More restricteds, we'll talk about those later. Spiritomb, AV Spiritomb. I mean, people are hot taking this Pokemon to be a good Pokemon right now, like saying it's like a good like an actually good Pokemon. I mean, its typing is good, and its move pool is like not bad. Its stats are like not bad. But yeah, I'm gonna give it C tier. Granted though, I'm gonna give it pretty high C tier, like probably right here. It's a good Pokemon. Like, it's not a bad Pokemon, but it's not a crazy Pokemon. Garchomp, I want to give this B tier. I almost want to give it A tier, but I think I'm gonna give it B tier. It's like, it's a really strong Pokemon, definitely, but I don't think it's really like much better than these Pokemon. So I'm gonna give it B tier. But yeah, like, I mean, four times weakness to ice is really unfortunate. And, cause like, otherwise it's like actually a pretty bulky Pokemon. Dude, I hate every time that I turn on the camera, somebody has to mow the lawn, right? Like, right next to me. You guys have said you can't hear it before, but like, it bothers me. But yeah, Garchomp's like a really good Pokemon. It's good coverage. It has good offense. It's a pretty fast Pokemon. You can run it like Focus Sash, or like AV. You could even run it like Yachi Berry if you wanted to. Like, I don't know. The Pokemon's pretty good. It's almost worthy of A. These guys are stinkers. They're really slow. They're just not that good. Their damage is like okay, but like, and their bulk's like okay, but they're like really slow and don't have a great move pool. Nothing really to write home about. They're like not very good Pokemon. I'd put them like here probably, but yeah, I think that's the right order. Uxie and Mesprit are C tier. They're not good. They're like bottom of C tier. They're almost D tier. Like, they're just not very good. They don't really give anything. They don't have good offense. They don't have good defense. They have like some good support moves, but not really. They're not just not that good. And then I'm gonna give Azoth the top of C tier, because it's not a bad Pokemon. Actually, I'm gonna give it right under Registeel, because it's not a crazy Pokemon, but it's definitely the best of the three. It has better support moves and stuff, but it has seen some play in the past, so I'm gonna give it C tier, or like high C tier. These are restricted. Heatran, boom, almost S tier. Best Pokemon in the A tier. It's such a good Pokemon. Like, its typing is really strong. It only really dies to like an earth attack or like a ground attack, but Shuka Berry. So it's like not bad. And then like you like bring it out with Cresselia, and like Cresselia's skill swap. So like it's just a really good Pokemon. Its damage is amazing. It has good coverage in the form of ground as well as its dual stab. You know, like using this thing with like substitute just to get big on them, like, is pretty cool. I love the Pokemon. Heatran is definitely one of the main Pokemon that I consider for most of my teams, when I'm looking for like a fire type or something, or even like just a good special attacker. Like, Heatran is very highly considered. This guy's really good. I'm gonna give Cresselia S. S tier Cress. It's very good. This Pokemon is like kind of the biggest enabler of Trick Room right now. You know, Trick Room is really, really powerful. We even got like Ice Horse now. We have Stack Attacka. So Cresselia definitely like gives Trick Room like a big buff. But you don't even have to use it in Trick Room. Like, you can also just use it as like an Icy Wind for speed control on other teams. You have Skill Swap for things like your own Tapu Koko or your Heatran, Metagross even. You have so many options. You can Cosmic Power, Stored Power this Pokemon. You can sit it next to a Metagross, and Metagross just goes for Steel Spikes and Max Quakes and just like builds this thing up to be unkillable. It's a really good Pokemon, and it's landed on almost all of my teams so far. It's just such a good Pokemon. It's one of my favorite of like legendaries when they're allowed. So yeah, it's really good. Let's add a row below for Mythic, because we can't use those. Wait, what? This is D, idiot. This is Nope. Alright. Wait. It should be all caps. Can't use you. Goodbye. Can't use you. Not because you're a Mythic, because you're poo-poo. It's a bad Pokemon. Caracasa. Yeah. No. It's not good. It's not a good Pokemon. Archeops is C tier. I'm going to give it like right around here tier. Right there tier. Actually, right there tier. Because it does some cool stuff. Like, yeah, it has a bad typing, but like people are talking about using that with Galarian Weezing, like how people are talking about Regigigas. Speaking of Regigigas, I think I glanced over Regigigas. Regigigas is up here though. It's the best in C tier. I think that strat's like pretty cool. I don't think it's that good because you just kill the Weezing and then they have to restart the slow start. But I mean, they can max it and get a lot of mileage off of it right off the bat beforehand. So yeah, you get that. Same with Archeops, but he's just worse than Regigigas in my opinion, so a little lower. Cryogonal is poo-poo. Not a good Pokemon. So yeah, it's D tier. Sorry, Cryogonal. That was a chip. This guy just ate a chip. S tier. I'm going to give Tornadus S tier. I think it probably deserves A tier, but now being like really the only reliable way to set up Tailwind, Since Zapdos lost it, Kartana got or lost it, Salamence lost it. There's just not that many Tailwind users anymore. Suicune lost it. Like, I just think Tornadus is going to be the main enabler for Tailwind and just a really good Pokemon. It's Tailwind, it has Taunt, it has good moves like Swagger or Thunder Wave. You also have just good damage as well with Hurricane. You could even use it as a Defiant Pokemon. I wouldn't. It wouldn't be an S tier Pokemon if we were talking like Defiant Pokemon. It'd be right here, but it has Prankster, so it's up here. I think it's a really good Pokemon. It's probably not worthy of S, to be honest. It's probably high A, but I'm going to give it S right now because my standards got a little bit lower now. Now that a lot of Pokemon lost Tailwind, a lot of Pokemon like the Tapus got worse. Or they didn't get worse, they just didn't get better. Which they didn't really need to, but like we all thought they were going to get way better. So yeah, S tier. Thundurus, I think I'm going to give it B tier. You know, it's good as a Defiant Pokemon, like a physical Defiant Pokemon. Dynamax it, it's really good. But like they're not gonna bring Intimidate or like lead it, and they're gonna be very careful with their max moves. So it's most likely not gonna be getting Defiant boosted right now. But even without it, it's still a very strong Pokemon, and I think it's a good Pokemon. So like B tier it is. Lando, I mean, I don't think anybody's really going to argue with me that Landotherian is S tier. I mean, yeah, we're talking about this as Landotherian right now, not regular Lando. Nobody uses this guy. Landotherian, I don't think anybody's going to argue with S tier there, though. Genesect is mythical, I believe. I don't know, but I think it is. I've never seen it, so I think it's mythical. Tyrantrum, D for Digimon. That's the joke. Everybody knows the joke. Haha, they look like Digimon. They don't look like Pokemon. Haha, they don't look like Digimon. They look like Digimon, not Pokemon. Yeah, D for Digimon. They're just not really good. Like, they're really slow and, like, bulky and, like, just, like, big brick guys. I don't know. Carbank is, like, a cool typing, but I guess I'll give it C tier over D tier. It has a cool typing, and it's, like, pretty good defensively. You can go, like, guard split stuff, I think, so yeah. More restricteds, a bunch of restricteds, a bunch of mythicals, not those Pokemon. Tapu Koko, I still give it S. I don't think this is a hot take. I still give it S without Rising Voltage. It's still an insane Pokemon. It's always been an insane Pokemon. It's still a great Dynamaxer. You can use this thing physically, although it doesn't get Play Rough anymore, I think. That was one of the leaked moves that it was going to get and then didn't. But it's still a great Pokemon. I don't think anybody's going to really argue there that it's an insane Pokemon and S tier worthy, in my opinion. Lele gets A tier, probably right here in A tier. It's a really good Pokemon still, even though it doesn't get Expanding Force, it's still insane. And I don't think I really have to explain these guys more. Like, Surges are insane. You know, every time the Terrains are in the game and Tapus are in the game, the Terrains are like almost necessary for a team. So yeah, these Pokemon are just so good. Tapu Bulu, C tier. He's not even that good. He's not even that good, guys. He doesn't get Grassy Glide. Rillaboom is just the new one. Like, who's gonna be using this Pokemon over Rillaboom? I'm not. I'm just not going to consider it most of the time. If I go for like a Grassy Glide or a Grassy Surge Pokemon, it's gonna be Tapu, or it's gonna be Rillaboom. But maybe Tapu Bulu will still see play on some random teams. But I just barely see that being real. Tapu Fini, I think it's S tier. I don't think this is a hot take either. You know, there's not, like, a lot of people would put this A tier. Maybe I'm being too generous. Maybe this shouldn't be A tier or S tier. Maybe this shouldn't be S tier. Maybe this shouldn't be S tier. Maybe this shouldn't be S tier. I don't know. But I think they're all deserving of S tier. They're all going to be top 5, top 10, top 20 Pokemon the entire game. And they always have been. Tapu Fini is an insane Pokemon. Pretty much, like, it just, especially in a Dynamax format, I think. I don't think that should be argued too heavily. So, yeah, I think S tier is worthy. Nihilego, I'm putting this guy A tier. This Pokemon is so strong, and I've been using it a lot. It's even good Dynamax right now. Like, it can be fast, it can be slow with Trick Room, it can be bulky with Investment, it can be like frail and Focus Sash. It's very versatile. Its ability is, or like, obviously Beast Boost is really good. Its typing is weird but really good. I think it's good offensively. It's not the best defensively because you have the quad weakness to ground. But you know, you could run like Levitate, Skill Swap with this guy. You can just like run ground or flying type Pokemon on your team and like switch pretty safely. But if you actually like use it as a Dynamax Pokemon, you can max Ooze, and then if you kill, you get another +1 in special attack with the correct investment. Like, I think Nihilego is a really strong Pokemon. I don't think this is a hot take to hit it A tier. Buzzwole is B tier. B for Buzzwole. How many times are you gonna make this joke? Probably every time that it is possible to make the joke. But yeah, Buzzwole is pretty good. It's really strong. It's pretty fast. It has good ability. Obviously, it has good typing, except for the quad weakness to flying, which gives it, like, that's why it's a B tier Pokemon instead of an A tier Pokemon. Just because there's so much max airstream running around. Like, this guy has it. This guy has it. There's a lot of Pokemon that have it. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and list every max airstreamer. There's a lot of Pokemon that have it, and Buzzwole is definitely, like, you know, a big target for that. But it's definitely a good Pokemon and definitely worth B tier. Pheromosa also is B tier. I'm going to give it actually right next to it. I'm actually going to give these guys, like, right here. Or actually right here. Yeah, in that order. Pheromosa is really good as well, but it's, you know, the epitome of hyper offense. It's just so frail, but it's very, very fast and very good damage. I don't expect, like, these Pokemon to be very, very used this format, but I definitely expect them to be used this format. Celesteela. Oh, wait, Xurkitree. Xurkitree first. B tier. But pretty low B tier. Maybe even C tier for Xurkitree. I think it's really good. Tail Glow's an insane move, but yeah, it's probably worthy of B tier more than C tier. But yeah, it's a good Pokemon, 100%. This guy. Oh, this guy. This is a hard one. This deserves S tier, but I think I'm gonna leave it in A tier. But I don't know. I gave Tornadus S tier. I gave Cresselia S tier. Celesteela is probably deserving of S tier. The Pokemon's really good. It's like the best stalling, like, wait to win the game Pokemon. The only way that it got, like, any worse was Heavy Slam, like, because Heavy Slam can't hit Dynamax Pokemon anymore. But I think that's probably okay. Like, I don't think that's a huge deal. I think you're still gonna run the same set, like Leech Seed, Protect, Sub, and Heavy Slam probably. And it's good. I think this Pokemon's insanely strong. I don't think, like, it's always been a really, really high tier Pokemon. I don't think it's going to be, like, really unrealistic to land in S tier. So I'm going to leave it in S tier. Kartana, A tier. Top of the A tier. Probably right here. I think it's worse than Metagross, but not, like, worse, just different. But I think Metagross is more played. But yeah, I don't think that's crazy at all. Like, this Pokemon's super deserving of A tier. It's insanely fast. It's insanely damaging. You know, great ability, of course, Beast Boost. Good typing. It has a great move pool. You can run this thing like Assault Vest or Focus Sash or like a Berry. You could even run Swords Dance if you wanted to. It doesn't get Tailwind anymore, which is really unfortunate. It makes me want to put it here. Whoops, I just hit the mic. I'm sorry if that was like really loud. But yeah, I think Kartana's a really good Pokemon and definitely worthy of A tier. Guzzlord, I don't know what this thing is. A big crazy guy. I guess B tier. Is this thing even used? I don't know. C tier. I'll give it C tier because I don't know. Naganadel, B or C? I don't know, to be honest. Probably B tier. It's really fast. It's pretty good. It has like good damage. It could be a good Dynamaxer. So I'm gonna give it B tier. Like, you sit this thing next to another like special attacker and you're just hitting really like hard. It's cool. Max Ooze. Stakataka. People call it Stakataka too. Is it Stakataka or Stakataka? I always call it Stakataka because it looks like a stack of bricks. It's like a Jenga man. I don't know, but I heard like Ashton Cox was calling it Stakataka the other day. Am I wrong? Is it called Stakataka? Stakatako? I don't know. Now, I always called it Stakataka because of the meme Max Attack a Stakataka. You just max attack it. Max Attack a Stakataka. I like this Pokemon a lot. I think it's really good. It's a great Dynamaxer now, I think. Like Life Orb or Weakness Policy. I think it's a really consistent Pokemon for Trick Room. It's definitely worth it. So yeah. A tier. I don't think there's any like huge argument there. It's the best Trick Room, like it's the slowest Pokemon in Trick Room. It's really good. So yeah. Blacephalon. I said that weird. Blacephalon. B tier. B for Blacephalon. You guys thought I was done with that one. Got him. Anyway, this Pokemon is really good. You know, the Fireball Circus does so much damage. I mean, yeah, it eats half your health, but it does like a lot of damage. I think it's worth using for a lot of teams. It's pretty fast. Yeah, I like it. I like this guy. I think it's cool. Also, he's a clown that can rip his head off. He also looks like a Starbucks cake pop. Pokemon's cool. I know design doesn't make it better on tier list, but it's still cool. Anyway, that is it for that. Let's go ahead and talk about the birds and the Regis real quick. So Regieleki, I'm going to put in S tier. I just think it's such an insane Pokemon. It's incredibly fast. It has a really good move pool. Like, I mean, I guess its move pool is mostly just electric attacks and support attacks, but like, what else do you need? You know, you have fast Electro Web, which is insane. The fastest of fast. for that, which is crazy. You have like big damage with Transistor. You have Screens, you have Screech. There's so many really good things to run with Regieleki. I think it's an S tier Pokemon, undoubtedly. Regidrago, I'm gonna give B tier. It's not that strong. It's not that it's bad. It's like pretty decently bulky, but it doesn't have the speed. It doesn't really have like not bulky. It's pretty offensive. You can run it like Focus Sash and do a lot of damage, like max it. But it's not very bulky. It's not very fast. So it definitely it's probably more deserving of C tier, to be honest. The birds, Zapdos, I think is the best one, and I don't think anybody's really not many people are arguing that. Moltres is pretty cool. I think Articuno is the worst one, just because like everybody was thinking that Moltres was gonna be the worst one, but I think it's like pretty good actually. Like using it like as a weakness policy Dynamax Pokemon could be really good. You could even run it like Choice Specs, or like you could run it in like Nasty Plot in the Dynamax. Like I think it's a pretty versatile Pokemon. Anyway, we're talking about Zapdos first. Zapdos is really strong. Defiance, really good ability. It has a good move pool, a lot of damage. You can run it like Lumberry, Assault Vest, Life Orb. As a good hyper offensive Pokemon, you can make it Dynamax for really strong Max Airstreams. You can make it not Dynamax for really strong Brave Birds and other moves. It's a really good Pokemon. I think it's probably S tier. I'm going to give it A tier because I don't really typically give like offensive Pokemon S tier. I know I did here with Tapu Koko, but I think we're going to go with S tier though for the Zapdos. That may change and go to A tier, but for now I'm saying S tier. Moltres, I'm going to give A tier. I really do think that Pokemon's a really strong build around Pokemon that can be a really good like teammate for or not even a really teammate. Like, it could be a build-around Pokemon. So I'm going to give it A tier. For those reasons, I'm in. And then for Galarian Articuno, I'm going to give it B tier. These Pokemon all go in that order, and I think they're, in that order, the best to worst. But, like, I still gave it B tier. So it's definitely not a bad Pokemon, because it's still, like, really strong, like, special attacking-wise. Its ability... competitive is really good. Its attack, Freezing Glare, is really good. It has good stats. It has access to Tailwind and Trick Room, both for speed or for speed control. Like, the Pokemon can be a speed control supportive Pokemon, but it can also do a lot of damage with like Freezing Glare and other moves. So I think it's worth B tier. The Regis and Drake and that guy. Oh, the horses. Ice Horse, I think, is an A tier Pokemon. I think it's on the same caliber as Stakataka, but it's fast. But it's faster. But that's okay. I still think it's a really good Pokemon. If you go hard Trick Room, you're probably going like Cresselia, Stakataka, and Ice Horse, or like Dusclops in the two. Like, I think Ice Horse is really good. Maybe it's B tier. Only time will tell, but people are using it a lot right now, and it's seeing a lot of play, and it's been pretty good. I haven't tested it really myself yet. I'm going to do that tonight. If you're watching, watch the live stream. Go down to the description right now and click on that live stream. If you're watching this today, between the time of 6 p.m. Eastern Time and most likely 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm live right now. Go click that live link. Anyway, yeah, Ice Horse is really good. I think it's an A tier Pokemon, maybe a B tier Pokemon. And then Spectral Horse, Ghost Horse, I think it's a C tier, maybe a B tier, depending on how we see it. I think, some people were talking about, like, running it, like, Choice Scarf to kill, like, Dragapult and stuff. Maybe so. But for now, C or B. I'm not sure. I think it's cool, though. Anyway, that is it for the list other than restricteds. We're going to talk about restricteds now. This is going to be a pretty long video. I'm at 33 minutes now. That's not as long as I thought. Anyway, Lugia, not a good Pokemon for restricted. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't do them it does good damage, and it's like pretty bulky. It has restricted Pokemon stats, right? But like all the other restricted Pokemon are just, in my opinion, better. I think it is the worst one out of the ones we have listed down here. It's just not that great. This guy's good. I'm gonna give it B tier. But once again, like pretty low B tier. It's just like it is good. It has Sacred Fire, which is really like a really strong move. But it's like that's really all it does. That's the damage that it does. Like it's not the Pokemon I would usually consider for my restricted team. Pokemon that I would consider for my restricted team, Kyogre or Groudon. These are probably, well, like not probably, they are not the best ones. We have Xerneas, but they are second and third place. The order of these guys depend on the meta. 100%. But they're both really, really strong, and they both set weather. They're both really, really strong, and they both do a lot of stuff. They're very bulky. They have good typings. They're great Pokemon, and definitely worthy of S tier. I don't think anybody's arguing that. Mega Rayquaza or regular Rayquaza, B tier. Mega Rayquaza, A tier. Maybe if it can Dynamax, maybe it'll be A tier. Like a fast Max Air Streamer, like maybe that's the play. Swords Dance it up. Like maybe that's the play. I mean, this Pokemon has won Worlds before, but as Mega, so I don't think it's gonna be the play. But only time will tell. Dialga and Palkia, they're both A tier. They do pretty similar stuff. They have really good typings, like really weird typings, but really good typings. And it's good. I think these Pokemon are amazing. They can run Trick Room because they're good middle speed Pokemon. They can be really offensive. You can put investment into bulk and be defensive. They're really good Pokemon, and I definitely think they're worth A tier. They're Pokemon that you'll definitely consider when you're building a team. Giratina is going to be in B tier, just like Rayquaza, but probably above Rayquaza. It does good damage and stuff, but it's just like, it's not the Pokemon you're always going to be picking, and you're probably, to be honest, you're probably going to pick it not very frequently of the time, for your restricted team. This guy is S plus if I made it. Boom, Super S. It's probably the best Pokemon ever made. Geomancy stuff is crazy. Geomancy, if you can Dynamax it, this Pokemon's going to be busted in half. It's not even going to be really fun. Everybody, like, hates on Xerneas. Xerneas gets a bad rap. It's a really fun Pokemon to use, and I think it's definitely, like, crazy good. Like, it's unbelievably good. But it just kind of restricts, like, building, because usually when you build a team, like in a format where Xerneas is legal, you start with Xerneas. It just kind of restricts, like, building teams, because it's just, like, the best Pokemon to use. So it's really hard to, like, not want to build with this Pokemon. And that's kind of why it gets a bad rap, is because it's, like, it just restricts play. It doesn't restrict play because you don't have to use it, but you have to use stuff that beats it. And it's just such a good Pokemon. I don't think I really have to explain it anymore. Yveltal is A tier. It's a really good Pokemon. It's a really good restricted Pokemon. Its ability is good. It gives you essentially Life Orb for all your dark moves. So, you have things like Snarl, which is good. Foul Play, which can be good. The Pokemon can be used physically or special. It's pretty bulky. It's very fast. It's a good Pokemon. It's definitely A tier. Not like crazy. So it's not S tier, but like, yeah, it's a very good Pokemon. And Zygarde. I'm also going to give this guy A or B tier. I haven't decided yet. Probably A tier. It's very damaging. It's like a really good dragon Pokemon. Like, it's probably worth A tier. So yeah, and if they can Dynamax, like, this Pokemon's really strong. So yeah, that's my opinion. That's the tier list. We're done. Look at that. Yeah. Regieleki S tier, Regidrago B tier, Galarian Zapdos S tier, Galarian Moltres A tier, Galarian Articuno B tier. Spectral Shade, Spectral Horse, Ghost Horse is C tier, maybe B tier as time moves on, and then also Ice Horse is A tier, maybe B tier as time moves on. We shall see. Anyway, that is it for my tier list, and it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. It really does. Watch me live on Twitch. Go follow my Twitter. Join the Discord. Support me on Patreon. All of my things, all of those links are in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to say anything, if you have any opinions on stuff that I would change, or that you would change, or anything, comment them down below. This is kind of half the reason I do these kind of videos, because I want to hear your opinions as well. So that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. Goodbye.